Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back from my small break. I apologize for any outside noise you might be hearing. I think they're still doing that godforsaken construction outside. So there might be some hammering or stuff like that. It's out of my control. Sorry about that. But anyway, Sonic Boom, the event that took place in New York City, October 4th. I went, of course, because it was finally close to me. And, I got things to talk about. So this is what this video is all about. So let's get the most important thing out of the way first, since I know it's on a lot of your minds here. The game itself. There are kiosks for both the Wii U version of the game and the 3DS version of the game. I know one's called Rise of Lyric, the other one's Shattered Crystal. I still cannot remember which of the two were what, and I only had time to play the Wii U version of the game. So there are three sections available. There was a boss battle against Eggman, there was a high-speed section, and then there was a Sonic and Amy section, which was centered primarily on just old school platforming, and that was the section I played, the Sonic and Amy section. There are a few instances of the game holding your hand, like you're just holding it up on the analog stick and the game does the work for you, and the platforming was nothing I haven't seen already, and there was combat. Sonic and Amy section was also primarily combat focused, and those that were hovering around me when I was playing the game know exactly what I said after I finished the game: Werehog 2.0. that was the first words that came out of my mouth after I finished the game, and I did not have time to play the high-speed section, and I did not have time for the Eggman boss battle. I wanted to keep things short so everyone behind me can get a shot of the kiosk too. Now, what can I gain from that? I still have no fucking clue, and I don't think I'm going to have a solid opinion on anything until the game finally comes out November 11th. For the 3DS and the Wii U, so I only can hope that you guys look forward to my review then and there. It won't be on the 11th, probably about a week and a half after the game releases. So, as usual, new Sonic game comes out, I will be there to review it, and I hope you guys look forward to that. I gotta tell you, man, New York, it never really fucking sleeps. Never. I didn't have much time to explore the city on Saturday. One, because it was raining. I was pissed because it's so damp. I didn't even bring an umbrella. I had to go buy an umbrella at a mini mart that was underneath the Penn Station. It's where you get off of when you take the train, and it was about $14 already spent because of the weather. And then it ended up clearing up like 2 hours later, and now I find myself carrying a damn umbrella everywhere, and I don't want to get rid of it because I spent money on it. But besides that, the dour weather aside, the place was still booming. A Sunday is just as busy as a Saturday in New York City, especially around the Times Square area. It's just mind-blowing. And of course, I was accompanied with a few friends of mine. Gareth, you guys know from findthecomputerroom.com, or the real FTA. You can find him on YouTube. I'll have a link to the channel in the description below. And he brought his friends along. Wonderful people. I loved meeting them. I'm pretty sure they had as much fun as I did, if not more so. We all went exploring together. We went down to Rockefeller Plaza. We took the subway a few times, got lost in the subway, I think 1 or 2 times, because we thought we were going somewhere where in reality we were going in circles. And that was fun. Not really. But, we went to Rockefeller Plaza. We went to this nice little Irish joint to eat some food. The owner was really nice. Kind of got a mob mentality out of him, though. It was like he was watching to make sure everyone was, enjoying their food, or else. And it was a good steak. Please don't kill me. We went to Nintendo World, obviously. That was like one of the first places in my mind when we got there. Was like, we got to go to Nintendo World. I first visited Nintendo World 5 years ago with my grandfather. I didn't get to see much of it, but it did leave an impact on me. And the store itself is smaller than I remembered, despite it being 2 floors. But if you're such a hardcore Nintendo enthusiast, it's like Candyland. It's like, Willy Wonka's factory. Of course, the place was booming with Smash Brothers activity. The game just came out in North America, and it was on everybody's minds. And it was there in the shop that I met some more people that I'm familiar with. I met Somecallmejohnny456. You guys are familiar that I've participated in some of his videos of his. He's a great guy, really friendly, and he was accompanied by his friends, his posse, and you guys all shouldn't be familiar with those too, especially like Matt from Taylor's channel, and among other people, and they were all wonderful people, friendly bunch. We played some Smash Brothers together, a bit laggy because for some reason Smash Brothers 3DS has a problem with local multiplayer. I think it had something to do with, electrical interference, because I didn't get much of that in future matches. But we couldn't spend a lot of time exploring New York City on Saturday afternoon because the doors for Sonic Boom opened at 5 o'clock, and we got there as early as 4. And, there was already a line building up. They divided the line in like 2 different sections, and, it was just chock full of people that were ready to go for the event. People were cheering for no fucking reason. It got to the point where you started making fake cheers for everyone that was crossing by the line to make them feel special. I got a laugh out of that. And lo and behold, by 5 o'clock, doors started opening in. The grand ballroom was smaller than I thought it was going to be, but it's still, they pimped it out with all these stage lights. They had these 4 massive statues of, you had Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. No, there was a stick statue in there too, so I guess that's 5. And that was nice to behold, except for Amy's questionable face. That face on that statue bothers the fuck out of me. I have no idea why. It might be the seducing eyes or the Muppet mouth. But they were quick to jump on the musical events. Before we know it, we had Jun Sano along with Tomoya Otani on the guitars playing live music for us based off of, they did Speed Highway from Sonic Adventure. There was some Sonic Generations love in there. It was really good stuff. So we had, Mike Pollock in his Eggman voice, of course. He was announcing events and all that shit that was about to go down. And eventually I led to Stephen Frost, who I believe is a producer of Sonic Boom, or at least in charge of something about Sonic Boom. But either way, he's very important. I know he is. There's one thing I say about Sonic Boom, really, is that the event really did have a focus on the silent majority of Sonic the Hedgehog fans, which is kids and young teenagers. It definitely felt like this event was centered more towards that age group than longtime Sonic fans such as myself. But in the end, I didn't really care about that because the main reason why I went for Sonic Boom in the first place was because of the community, honestly. The Sonic community I love interacting with when they're not throwing hissy fits over the smallest shit. But even then, that's a vocal minority, so I don't think I have anything to worry about. But, I went for the sake of the community, and goddamn, the amount of time I spent in one place just talking to fellow Sonic fans, fans of my channel, fans of SGB and Brain Scratch was staggering. It beat the shit out of the amount of fans I met at Too Many Games this past year, and MomoCon of last year, PAX East of this year. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And I had a fantastic time talking to all of you guys. I really did. Kudos to those that also gave me a few donations. I appreciate that. I have 2 copies of Sonic Shuffle now because of that, and among other things. And you guys know who you are, and I deeply appreciate your generosity. It warms the cockles of my heart. It really does. But that's where I spent most of the event. In the beginning, I went straight for the Tracy Yardley sign up. Earlier this year, I promoted a charity stream for him because he was a little rough with payments and stuff like that, so I figured I'd lend a helping hand for him. And the guy really looked like a nice dude up close. I didn't get time to meet him, unfortunately, because it wasn't long before I started getting bombarded with fans and the community itself. And there was one thing I felt that could have been handled a bit better with the event was autograph signings. Because in the beginning, as I mentioned, the only one that was available for autograph signings immediately was Tracy Yardley. Then around the middle of the event, the main cast of Sonic Boom started getting in line for autograph sessions, Roger Craig Smith, among other people, Takashi Iizuka, Jun Sano, all of them. And there was like a center stage or booth, like in the opposite end of the ballroom, and that's where you stood in line to get the autographs. But I didn't think that was immediately apparent, and I also think they didn't properly. It felt like they didn't schedule the autograph sessions properly, because it felt to me, even though I couldn't stand in line, I couldn't get autographs of anybody because I didn't know how it was being set up. But it's like they scheduled an autograph session for like half an hour, and then they pulled them out of the booth to go do some live readings on the stage, which was really good. To see all the guys in their craft voice acting some lines from the Sonic Boom cartoon that's coming this fall was a really good time. But at the same time, part of me was saying like, damn, they just ripped them right out the autograph sessions just to do this performance, and it's all for the sake of entertaining people. I get that, but I think that could have been handled better. From what I've seen, actually, because I can't speak directly about it because I didn't stand in line for any of that. It just looked that way. At the very least, I know like Takashi Iizuka, executive producer of Sonic Team, looked to be a friendly guy. This guy was smiling the entire time. He loved what he saw, and there was a point where he was on the second level balcony of the ballroom, and I just, it's like, look at all these imbeciles. they will buy whatever I shit out. Yeah, people did. I gotta say, the highlight from the event, besides meeting all the fans and talking with the guys, was the costume contest. Because for those that follow Sonic Boom, the event itself, last year it was in St. Louis, and the year before that was in San Diego. They have a costume contest. It's pretty much exactly how it sounds like. You dress up as a Sonic character and you win a plaque, I guess, based off audience, how much the audience loves you. And a lot of participants this year. The entire stage was filled with people in Sonic attire. There was a really decent Knight's costume I saw there too. A really cool guy dressed as Wentos from Sonic Unleashed, and the guy with the Chow puppet. The guy who's I think he's a schizo. The Mecha Sonic costume too. Just to throw that out there because I really thought that was an awesome costume. But the reason why it was the highlight for me was because of a friend of mine, and more accurately, a good friend of Gareth, Smoothies, that's what we call him anyway, managed to get third place by going up on the stage as himself, masquerading as a 20-something-year-old Chris Thorndike who makes a living selling Sonic poetry. And he got third place for that because, again, you win based off of audience cheering. And I'm assuming, Gareth and the guys, we all know who Smoothies is, and I'm assuming a lot of people on the stage and on the audience knew who Smoothies was too, because the cheers for Smoothies was extravagant. It was so fucking loud, and that's what mattered. So I think we put Stephen Frost in a corner here. It's like, fuck, what do we do? It's like they're cheering too loud. I just can't say no. The audience tells all. And Takashi Iizuka, he was on the stage too, and you could just look at his face saying, like, who the fuck is that guy over there? He's like, he's not a Sonic costume at all. It's just some random schmo who went up here. The audience loves it for some reason. It was hilarious for all the wrong reasons, but it was without a doubt a highlight of that night. I fucking love those guys. I know they got I don't think I got much footage of it, but Gareth will definitely have footage available for whenever he gets to uploading his video, if he hasn't done so already. I know I'm kind of late to the punch already, but better late than never, I suppose. The Sonic Boom event in its entirety, definitely memorable. I had a really good time. Not so much, and ironically, not because so much of the event itself, but because of all the people I got to meet. In a way, you can kind of say it was a waste of money in terms of the event itself, because I ended up not doing much in terms of the event. You get inside, you get your free Sonic Boom bag, which is really big, and I ended up carrying that the entire trip because I packed light for the New York trip. And here I am walking down 7th Avenue with an umbrella, that's when it's not raining, and a really big and bright Sonic Boom bag with some free swag. You get 2 posters of Sonic Boom, which may or may not hang up. I'm not sure. I'm kind of trying to veer away from posters now. I'm trying to go strictly wall scrolls because they last longer and they don't deteriorate over time. Was it worth the price? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I went to Sonic Boom with not just the intention of going to the event, but to also explore New York City. And of course, I did that the day after. My train didn't leave New York City until 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and that gave me like 5 hours to kill to explore the avenues and Times Square, and I did that. Of course, so lively, so many bright lights, so much traffic. I went to Midtown Comics. That was a fantastic place. First time I ever seen a comic book store that has like 2 floors of merchandise and goodies. I ended up picking up the Sonic Mega Man Worlds Collide crossover volume, all 3 of them. And I hear they're doing another crossover for next year, so I'm looking forward to that. They had all these statues and figurines. The first 4 figures Sonic statue, it's bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it was also like $200, and I was like, I don't have that kind of money to spend. But really quality stuff, and I recommend you guys go there. It was I don't remember what avenue it was on, but it's in Times Square. That's all you really need to know. You're going to find it eventually. And shout outs to my phone, because, I was able to track down a lot of places just by, saying the address on the phone itself, and it gave me GPS coordinates, and, fucking lifesaver, because New York is intimidating as fuck with it's a gargantuan amount of skyscrapers, it's buildings, it's like enclosing on you. And if I didn't have my phone on me, I'd probably be lost the first 5 minutes in. But, it's all in good fun. And I definitely had a fantastic time during Sonic Boom. And I recommend to all fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, and to those that love that blue fucker, along with the community, you go, because I had a really good time. And I wholly recommend going to Sonic Boom if it happens to fall in your neck of the woods. If it's in New York again next year, I will definitely consider going again. And if it's not, then well, if I got the money and funds to spare, I will think about it maybe. But it definitely helped that it was really close to me this time, and I'm hoping it becomes a mainstay for the East Coast. Fuck you, West Coasters. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, it was a great night, and take care. Really good time, and I hope you guys look forward to my eventual review of Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, and Shattered Crystal. When they come out, I will be reviewing both games, of course, like I did with Sonic Lost World last year. Pray for me, folks, because I still don't know what to think about this game, and I can't tell if that's a good or bad sign. I honestly can't. But I rambled on long enough. You guys have yourself a good night.